Another 100,000 to appreciate your loyalty. Another 100,000 because you're an excellent mother.
Oh.
And 50,000 just in case you want to splurge.
See, man, niggas like him ruining it for everybody though. Now my girl about to expect 100,000. You know, seeing this shit on TikTok. Now your girl finna expect 100,000. Like niggas like him fuck it up. What we doing, bro? And then right after he's like, this is the crazy part. Right after this video is done being recorded, the shit they recorded right now, bro, he's asking for that shit back or the money fake. I'm telling y'all, he wouldn't have to get out no camera to give his girl 100,000. You know, he would have just gave it to her. And if he did do it like that, if I'm her, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Was this shit even genuine, my nigga? Or you just wanted a little clout? It's like, it's so fucking performative, literally. All right, in today's video, we have the epidemic of performative couples. Now, I know you guys seen these type of couples before. Maybe that might be on social media or it might even be in person. Basically, what performative couples is, if you don't know, is couples who just do shit for almost like attention. Like it's not real. For example, let me think of an example. Like, have you ever seen a couple and they're always out and they're always recording stuff? I don't want to say that necessarily performative, but I can see it being performative. One of my biggest pet peeves, and it don't even have to be within a relationship, but if I'm hanging out with you and you're always on your phone just recording us doing what we doing all the time though, like it's okay to do it here and there, but if you do it all the time, it's like it could come off very performative. And that's like a decent example, you know what I'm saying? But let's get straight into the video, bro.
It's the most coupley thing ever. This is called a love surge. And we do this when one of us has like so much love in our limbs that we can't contain it and feel like we're gonna explode. So Sean is having a love surge right now, and he's gonna wrap around me and shake with the electricity of love until I catch it too and start shaking, and then you explode with a love surge.
One thing I can appreciate about that clip is the self-awareness, because I'm glad she acknowledged that that shit was corny as hell. But believe it or not, as corny as it may be, there's millions of people out there who are tuning in for this type of content. The most obviously staged, performative, corny content. I mean, some of this stuff will even give romantic novels a run for their money. And I think the most insane part about this whole thing is that people actually believe clips like this.
And then we were in the car and he was like, okay, well, not this upcoming weekend, but next
like
next
this
weekend.
is so this right here is so performative. Like what is he doing? Then like they, you know, the look of validation, they get to looking at the camera and shit. Like look at this shit, Chuck.
He was like, okay, well, not this upcoming weekend, but next weekend. So
Are they looking? Are they looking? Are they looking?
So we set a day for 2 weekends, 2 weeks in advance.
Is the camera on?
Right.
Least obvious engagement farming, by the way. Like, let's be honest, bro knows that the women in the comments are gonna be like, oh my God, girl, he's so in love with you. If he doesn't look at me like that, I don't want it. And I'm not even exaggerating either. That's literally how a lot of their comment sections look. Yo, bro, record me looking at her like I'm really in love and you know, I'm so infatuated with her. I low-key wouldn't be surprised if he literally gave the phone to the camera person and told him, yeah, get me looking at her while she's talking like I'm so in love with her, you know, she's got me in this trance. And just look at all the women in the comments falling for this hook, line, and sinker. Girl, whatever you said, he did not hear it. He got 20 birds flying around his head.
I need a man that look at me like this. And I'm not hating or anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, he probably loves his girl, no doubt about it. It's just when the cameras come out, you know, like this is just, it just seems really performative. Like your case kind of gets really like crazy, you know what I'm saying?
This is love. I need a man that looks at me like this. See? They actually genuinely believe this, bro. That's all I want. The love in his eyes for you. And you know, putting aside the fact that they obviously know that the camera's recording, I might actually believe this once or twice. But when your whole page is filled with content that looks like a scene that's straight out of a romantic novel, I'm sorry, I'm not falling for that. And you know, if this was one of those things like WWE where everybody knows it's fake, but it's entertaining and there's like unexpected outcomes sometimes, and you know, it's planned really well so it's enjoyable, I totally understand. But no, there's people who fall for this type of content hook, line, and sinker. That's part of the reason why these couple pages are so popular. When it comes to social media, there's obviously a plethora of different types of content. You got the gaming content, you got the gooner content, you got the family channels, you got the comedic content, and then of course you have the couples content. These couples who basically record their day-to-day lives and showcase how much they care about each other, all the things they do for one another, how deeply in love and infatuated they are with one another. Some popular white couples include Megan and Jack, Austin and Lexi, Sam and Monica, and then on the black side of couples content we got De'Ara Trey and Ken, Chris and Queen, Neek and King, Desmond and Christy. Mind you, none of them are still together to this day.
I was
And
gonna
it's
say, I'm like, why did he put Chris and Queen in there? Didn't that nigga cheat on her?
crazy because there's a huge portion of these people's fans who actually are surprised that they're no longer together. They're actually surprised that the fake perfect couple persona that they portray online isn't real. And I don't know if it's because their avid viewers live vicariously through them. Like, they genuinely delude themselves into believing that whatever they see on camera is truly how that relationship functions. But the thing is, one of these couples will break up and you'll have people in the comments talking about, oh, I don't believe in love anymore. I lost all hope in love. As if they think that real relationships are like this melodramatic act that they're seeing on their screens.
Like, a lot of these, like, these couples, these content couples, I feel like what they do is, like, obviously it's all performative, but when they do perform like this, it gives realistic expectations to the viewers, the people who watch them. Like, they're not like that every day. When they turn that camera on, I'm not saying they whole personality change. You know, I'm not saying that for everybody, because some people are just very authentic on camera. But I'm saying their whole day-to-day life isn't like that. It's not all rainbows and sunshines. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all get what I'm saying though, chat, right? Let me know, bro.
And I think the most recent and most fitting example of what I'm talking about is Christy and Desmond, the huge internet couple who recently broke up. And honestly, after seeing clips like this, I don't even know why people are surprised that they broke up. I could have seen that shit coming from like 10 miles away.
Is that his real life? Or is he trolling?
I'm sorry, but at some point that had to have gotten exhausting. Because imagine every single day for years on end, over and over again, you're getting hit with similar pranks and you gotta walk into a room or walk into your car and act like you don't see the camera that's low-key right in front of your face. You gotta pretend like you're not expecting the prank that your partner does about the same time every single week. And on top of that, you gotta act like the joke that was said or made or the prank that was done on you is still as entertaining or funny as the first time it was done. I'm sorry, but
Y'all know this is kind of a little off topic, but like, do y'all remember like the little YouTube era where, like, I still see it to this day, but like a lot of the couples, they have a couples channel and they'll do the pranks and them bitches just be so fake. Like, even when I was younger and I used to watch some of the pranks, for example, Pretty Boy Fredo's girlfriend deleting the 2K, Solomonati's girl deleting 2K my player and shit like that shit, little shit I used to watch, right? But the ones I never understood how they didn't know they were recording was like in the car. You get what I'm saying? Like how they have the phone propped up and they'll do a prank in the car. Phone or whatever camera is propped right in front of you. There's no way you don't see this. I always was conscious, you know what I'm saying? I was always thinking like I know this shit fake, you know?
unless you're some sort of A-tier trained actor, I don't think a normal person can keep this act up indefinitely. But all that aside, I genuinely do feel like you have to have a certain level of delusion to actually be entertained and believe this level of acting.
Hey babe, are you coming out here? Okay, let's see how long I can keep my hand here while the window goes up.
You can't do that, you're gonna hurt you, break your finger.
Is this nigga real? Is this nigga real? Is he dead ass or is he trolling? He got to be trolling, right? This is just straight cringe.
Okay, so dude walks into the garage. She literally explains exactly what she's gonna do, which, keep in mind, it sounds absolutely dangerous. So if he wanted to prevent it, he would have prevented it right there. He then proceeds to let her do it, but it seems like it failed the first time because the car seems to have some sort of safety feature that prevents her hand from being stuck. Whole time dude is still standing there, by the way, letting her proceed. And then he goes on to say, you can't do that, you're gonna break your finger. And I think like he went off script there and he had to get back on track. The scene switches to the camera that's behind him and he low-key tilts his head, but not all the way so he doesn't make eye contact with the camera. And then he has to do the same, oh no, type of reaction when her fingers apparently get chopped off. Like, bro, this is WWE level acting right here. And there's more.
No, this is Tubi level acting, bro. Tubi level acting. Like, he might not get a Tubi role, bro. This is terrible. Like, this is so cringe, bro. I feel like my girl will down there get the ick off this shit. Real talk, chat.
What is wrong? You need to take off the scales!
When will this stop? Was he trying to send us subliminal messages? And it's crazy because at some point it became so apparent to see the point where he became completely fed up with the process of making content with his wife. I ain't gonna lie, dude was looking like he couldn't stand her ass. And the thing is, his little default laugh started becoming harder and harder to watch. Like, this dude will go from being dead serious to hysterically laughing with no in between. And for avid laughers like myself, you know that when you laugh, there's low-key a buildup. At first the joke sets in, you know, your brain is processing it, and then you know, you giggle a little bit, and then you start laughing, and then there's like the peak of the laughter where like the joke set in and like you completely internalize it, and then you slowly like taper off. You don't go 0 to 100 like this. You see how that low-key looks crazy? And see, there's this thing that I think that people who are chronically online tend to suffer from, and it's something called object permanence. And just to explain object permanence a little bit, it's something that babies have where if they don't see an object or a person, they think it doesn't exist. That's why babies find things like peekaboo so entertaining or sometimes shocking, because you're literally disappearing and then reappearing. But the point I'm trying to make here is that these adults suffer from the same thing. They think because they don't see these couples arguing that their arguments don't exist. They think that since every time they see them, they're portraying this perfect relationship, that's how their whole relationship is. But in all honesty, if more of these internet couples were transparent, this is some of the things you would see.
Babe, don't touch me in places when I'm recording.
This is really realistic for real. Like, for real. Like, this is so realistic. I would have told my girl not to post this shit. Dead ass.
Can't even use it because that's weird, babe. We cater to families.
And I think another thing that people need to acknowledge is that at some point these couple pages don't just become about the relationship. Sure, they might start that way, but at some point it becomes a business. Because when you include the views, the sponsorships, and all the above, these couple pages can easily be bringing in millions. So I definitely feel like there gets to a point in the relationship where there's a crossroad. Do we record every second of our day and make content out of it so we can make this money? Or do we try to preserve our relationship and keep it authentic? And of course, there's probably a balance between the two, but I can only imagine it being very difficult to try to maintain that balance, especially as they gain popularity and more opportunities start to present themselves. Like, I can't imagine trying to have an intimate moment with my girl and then like there's a camera right there and maybe we didn't do something right or it didn't turn out as well as it could have. So
that's what I'm saying though. Like, I honestly, and this might be a hot take, but like, I honestly feel like couple channels or couple content creators who create like content together, I feel like if y'all create y'all separate shit, it can work. But I feel like if y'all make content creation purely based off y'all relationship, y'all better be really strong, because I feel like the odds is really stacked against you, you know? Like, what do y'all think about it? Y'all let me know, because like, I truly believe if you are like these couples and they have their whole channels and TikToks together, it's like I'm not saying it's just made for destruction, but it's definitely the odds are against y'all, bro. You know, maybe one day you don't feel like doing a skit and your girl wants you to do a skit and you really not feeling it, but you got to do it because that's how y'all pay the bills. You know, and then somebody in the comment section saying, why his energy off? Why T-Ando's energy off? Like, you know, like, little, you get what I'm saying. Like,
gotta rerun it, or maybe there wasn't even a camera involved to begin with, but we reenact it so we can get it on camera. And then imagine having to do multiple takes. Those relationships are probably extremely stressful. And I think the archetype of internet relationship that I hate the most is the interracial couple. Whether it's a black man with a non-black woman, where you have a bunch of weird black men in the comments talking about, yeah, if it's not snowing, I'm not going, or go where you're loved. Or the other side where it's a black woman and then a non-black man. And then you have black women in the comments who are congratulating her, praising her for not being with a black man. I think that's very weird behavior. We've already had a content creator get exposed for playing into this harmful narrative. This content creator's whole spiel was that she was a single mother of 2, and then this white man came and married her and basically acted like her savior. And then
her fucking Prince Charming, bro. Like, when you bring race into things like this, it's like you're starting to make it like a whole big problem. And the reason I say that is because it could have been a black guy who could have swooped her up, got her on her feet, helped her. You know, I feel like when you bring a race in it, it's just like, what are we talking about? What we're really talking about is characteristics. And either race, any race in the world can have those characteristics. There are some deadbeat white fathers. There are some deadbeat black fathers. There are some deadbeat Asian fathers. There's, you know, like it goes on and on and on. So it's like when you kind of niche it down to race, it's like, bro, you're literally just really a coon, honestly.
Later on exposed that she was basically funding the whole relationship, paying for everything.
Deposit on our house. Let's not pretend that I'm not the one that paid for the Range Rover. Let's not pretend that I'm the one that paid for this whole fucking life that we live. Let's not pretend that. Let's not pretend.
And hey, man, if she's breaded up and she chooses to be in a relationship with him, it's not crazy that she's paying for stuff. But see, that whole relationship got really weird when he did this. Reminder to take care of your families or men like us will. And then he proceeds to show a bunch of white men. Oh, brother. Way to feed into harmful stereotypes.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. Hold on. He said, make sure. Let's listen to this shit again.
Reminder to take care of your families or men like us will. And then he proceeds to show a bunch of white men. Oh, brother. Man. Way to feed into harmful stereotypes.
And then how do you like that? It's like, is he taking care of the kids out of love for her? Or is it out of pity? What type of shit is that, bro? You know? It's like, it almost gets to the point where if I'm the wife, it's like, this nigga taking care of me because he feel bad. Like, I'm just some charity case, you know?
I think the only other internet archetype that might be just as bad is the pandering boyfriend or husband archetype. These relationship pages where the man will basically act holier than thou, pander up and down to women, and set some of the most unrealistic standards for the regular average man. Dude will post stuff like this and women will eat it up.
Oh, yeah.
100,000. Say I love you.
See, man, niggas like him ruining it for everybody, though. Now my girl about to expect 100,000. You know, seeing this shit on TikTok. Now your girl finna expect 100,000. Like, niggas like him fuck it up. What we doing, bro? And then right after he, like, this is the crazy part. Right after this video is done being recorded, the shit they recorded right now, bro, he's asking for that shit back or the money fake. I'm telling y'all. He wouldn't have to get out no camera to give his girl $100,000 or $20,000. You know, he would have just gave it to her. And if he did do it like that, if I'm her, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Was this shit even genuine, my nigga? Or you just wanted a little clout? It's like, it's so fucking performative, literally.
Another 100,000 because I appreciate your loyalty. Another 100,000 because you're an excellent mother.
Oh.
And 50,000 just in case you want to splurge.
Hey, man, go her. Ain't that what all the girls gonna say? Go her, though. You know? Hey. If she actually got the bread, go her. I'm happy for her. You know, it's just like, why you got to bring the camera out to record it?
Oh, yes, son.
I don't like that.
To the top of your head.
And the thing is, a lot of times this type of content is extremely disingenuous and extremely disrespectful to regular hard-working men. Because no, your average man isn't gonna have hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in the bank to give away to their significant other. That is by no means realistic. But the men in these internet relationships will try to make it seem like that's the norm, that's the standard. And they largely do this because they know that women will bite. It'll get the views. Women will be in the comments like, yes, that's a real man right there. When I would argue that the man that's working his ass off to provide for his family is just as much of a man, if not more. But with that being said, though, that's really my biggest qualms with these internet couples, these internet relationships. If you made it this far, I appreciate you for watching.
Hey, man, y'all go to Brody's account, subscribe to him. Great fucking video, bro. How do y'all think about the performative relationships? Do you think this shit's getting out of hand, bro? Can y'all spot this shit, though? Like, let me know down below. Can y'all spot it in public? Because it's one thing to spot it on camera, bro. I spot it all the time. I'm telling y'all, chat. I'm telling y'all, I spot that shit all the fucking time. Not in person necessarily, but on, like, if I go hop on Instagram, look on some story, and I'm saying I can kind of tell a little shit performative. But let me know what y'all think down below. I love y'all boys. Till next time, we up out of here, man. Peace.